Hello and welcome to Self-Awareness Path. Have we ever noticed how some people can say something completely wrong, yet others still believe them? Not because the information is accurate, not because the evidence is strong, but simply because the person speaking sounds confident. The human mind is not only influenced by facts, it is deeply influenced by the way those facts are presented. Confidence acts like a psychological amplifier, turning uncertain statements into believable ones. From early childhood, we are conditioned to associate confidence with competence. Teachers who speak firmly appear more knowledgeable. Leaders who talk without hesitation seem more capable. Even in daily conversations, when someone explains something with strong certainty, we tend to assume they know what they are talking about. The brain uses confidence as a shortcut. Instead of analyzing every piece of information carefully, it asks a faster question. Does this person seem sure? If the answer is yes, belief often follows automatically. This shortcut exists because the brain is constantly trying to save energy. Evaluating every claim logically would require enormous mental effort. Imagine questioning every statistic, every statement, every opinion heard throughout the day. The mind would quickly become overwhelmed. To avoid this overload, the brain relies on signals that help estimate reliability quickly, and confidence is one of the strongest signals it uses. The problem is that confidence does not equal accuracy. Many experiments in psychology demonstrate that people consistently rate confident speakers as more trustworthy, even when those speakers are wrong. When two individuals give opposite answers, observers tend to believe the one who speaks more assertively, uses decisive language, and avoids hesitation. Even when participants later learn that the confident speaker was incorrect, the initial impression often remains powerful. Confidence leaves a psychological imprint that facts alone sometimes struggle to erase. This phenomenon affects many areas of life. In workplaces, confident employees are often perceived as more competent than quieter but more knowledgeable colleagues. In social settings, individuals who speak boldly are frequently treated as opinion leaders. In online environments, posts written with strong certainty can spread rapidly, even when the information lacks evidence. The digital world amplifies the effect, because confidence can be displayed through tone, formatting, and repetition, giving messages an illusion of authority. Another reason confidence influences belief is the human tendency to avoid uncertainty. Uncertainty creates discomfort. When someone speaks hesitantly, using phrases like maybe, I think, or I'm not sure, listeners sense ambiguity. Confident statements, on the other hand, provide psychological relief. They feel stable and clear, even if they are wrong. The mind prefers the comfort of certainty over the tension of doubt, and this preference can make confident misinformation surprisingly persuasive. Social dynamics also reinforce the power of confidence. When a confident person expresses an opinion in a group, others may hesitate to challenge it. The fear of appearing uninformed or confrontational leads many to stay silent, which creates the illusion that everyone agrees. This silence strengthens the perceived correctness of the confident speaker. Over time, repeated exposure to confident claims can transform them into accepted truths, even when evidence is weak. Confidence can also trigger what psychologists call the authority effect. When confidence is combined with symbols of authority, professional titles, formal clothing, institutional settings, belief increases even further. People often assume that someone who appears authoritative must have expertise. This assumption is helpful in many situations, but it becomes risky when authority is only an appearance, rather than a reflection of real knowledge. Interestingly, confidence does not need to be genuine to influence belief. Even rehearsed or exaggerated confidence can produce the same effect. Some individuals learn to speak with certainty precisely because they understand how persuasive it is. Marketing campaigns, political messaging, and persuasive presentations frequently rely on this principle. Statements are delivered with strong conviction, repeated often, and framed in ways that minimize doubt. Over time, repetition combined with confidence can make even unlikely claims feel familiar, and familiarity itself increases perceived truth. There is also a cognitive bias known as the confidence heuristic, where people use the speaker's confidence level as evidence of correctness. Instead of evaluating the information itself, listeners unconsciously evaluate the speaker's delivery. A calm voice, steady eye contact, and decisive wording can signal competence, leading the audience to lower their critical analysis. This does not mean people are irrational. It means the brain evolved to rely on social cues for quick decision-making. In many situations throughout history, trusting confident individuals may have been efficient for survival, but in the modern information environment, this shortcut can easily be exploited. The danger becomes particularly visible in situations involving misinformation. False claims often spread not because they are logically convincing, but because they are communicated with certainty and emotional intensity. When confident statements align with existing beliefs or fears, they become even more persuasive. The mind tends to accept information that feels both familiar and confidently presented, creating a powerful combination that can override careful reasoning. Understanding this psychological mechanism is not about becoming suspicious of every confident person. Confidence is often valuable and can reflect real expertise. The key is recognizing that confidence alone is not evidence. When we become aware of how strongly delivery affects perception, we begin to separate the message from the messenger. Instead of asking only, "How sure does this person sound?" we begin asking, "What evidence supports this claim?" Another interesting effect occurs when people hear the same confident claim repeatedly from different sources. Even if the claim started as misinformation, repetition across multiple confident voices creates the impression of consensus. The brain interprets repeated exposure as validation, assuming that if many people confidently say the same thing, it must be true. This is one reason why coordinated messaging can shape public opinion so effectively. Repetition combined with confidence gradually builds perceived credibility. Confidence can even influence our own beliefs about ourselves. Others respond more positively, which reinforces our self-perception as knowledgeable or correct. Over time, this social feedback loop can make individuals increasingly certain of their views, sometimes reducing their willingness to reconsider evidence. In this way, confidence not only persuades others, it also strengthens the beliefs of the person expressing them. Awareness of this dynamic gives us a powerful advantage. When we encounter a confident statement, we can pause and notice our automatic reaction. Do we feel inclined to believe the statement simply because it sounds certain? Are we evaluating the evidence, or are we responding to tone and delivery? This moment of reflection interrupts the automatic shortcut the brain usually takes and opens the door to more deliberate thinking. It is also useful to observe how confidence influences group discussions. Often, the first person who speaks with strong certainty sets the direction of the conversation. Others may adjust their opinion slightly toward that confident position, a process known as anchoring. Even individuals who initially disagreed may soften their stance after hearing a confident argument, not because they are convinced by the facts, but because the certainty of the delivery subtly shifts their perception of what seems reasonable. Developing critical awareness does not require rejecting confidence. It requires balancing confidence with curiosity. When someone speaks with certainty, we can appreciate their clarity while still asking questions. Evidence, sources, logical reasoning, and openness to revision become more reliable indicators of truth than the strength of a person's voice or posture. By practicing this mindset repeatedly, we gradually train the brain to rely less on the confidence shortcut and more on thoughtful evaluation. In many ways, understanding the influence of confidence is part of developing deeper self-awareness. We begin to see how our beliefs are shaped not only by facts, but by psychological signals that operate beneath conscious awareness. Recognizing these signals allows us to protect ourselves from manipulation and to communicate more responsibly with others. When we speak, we can combine confidence with accuracy, and when we listen, we can appreciate confidence without mistaking it for proof. The world today is filled with information competing for attention. Some messages are accurate, others are misleading, and many are presented with equal levels of certainty. The difference between being persuaded blindly and thinking independently often lies in our awareness of how confidence affects perception. Each time we pause to examine the evidence behind a confident claim, we strengthen our ability to think clearly in an environment where delivery often matters more than truth. Confidence is powerful because it feels convincing, but awareness is powerful because it restores balance. When we understand that the human mind naturally associates confidence with correctness, we become less vulnerable to persuasive errors and more capable of forming beliefs grounded in evidence. Over time, this awareness shapes not only what we believe, but also how we communicate, encouraging us to value accuracy as much as certainty. And as we continue exploring human psychology together, we begin to notice a simple but transformative insight. The way information is delivered can shape belief as strongly as the information itself. Recognizing this reality allows us to navigate conversations, media, and daily interactions with greater clarity, reminding us that confidence may capture attention, but careful thinking is what leads us closer to truth. Thanks for watching. Your support is crucial to us at Self-Awareness Path. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to stay updated and help our channel grow. Don't forget to like and share. It shows your appreciation and boosts our visibility. We value your feedback or any suggestions you might have, so drop a comment. Explore more content on our channel. There's plenty to discover. Thanks for being part of our community, and see you in the next video.